Hello everyone, my name is Murat and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk with you about oil price and a couple more news. Yesterday oil Brent was dropped the price. The price was around $22, but after that it tried to correct the price, it will go up. But this price was touched up since 2002 in the March. It was around same price, like for $22. The price dropped down because probably because of on Sunday, President of United States Donald Trump extended federal social distance up to April 30th. And of course it was bad impact because Donald Trump last time he told that he wanna reopen the country to Easter April 12th. And this will tell to us that demand for oil in the whole world will go down. And also to this one we can add some comments from Saudi Arabia that they will increase the export of their oil up to 10.6 million barrels a day. So they will pump the oil up to 10.6 millions barrel a day, and I want to remind you that in first quarter of 2020, Saudi Arabia pumped oil like 9.7 millions of barrel in one day. So they want to rise almost to 1 million barrel a day. And from April 1st, arrangement of OPEC Plus will over, which was help to all countries control the pumping that oil, and now all participants can pump oil whatever they want, whatever they think it will be better for them. Situation in oil market is really not easy, and for today's situation to balance everything is not so easy because the biggest economics was locked down and hit by this coronavirus, and how to manage all this situation is not easy, like for all countries, for all economies. And we have one good news, like President Trump and President Vladimir Putin, they had a phone call and opinions on the current state of the global oil market were exchanged. It was agreed there would be Russo-American consultation about this through the ministers of energy, the Kremlin said. Of course we can see some positive note, but should understand that they didn't do any exactly agreements about something. They just start to communicate, but they didn't do any steps to help for oil price at this moment. Maybe we will hope they will do something a little bit later. And so we can see that the price for oil didn't go up because of this news. This time President Trump, he doesn't want to see how all companies will go to bankruptcy, and he trying to help this sector of economy. And so because of this he trying to find solution between like maybe Russia and Saudi Arabia, because they start the like price war for oil after that, when Russia told that they don't want to continue that agreement in OPEC Plus, and they wanna like pump oil whatever they want. After that, Saudi Arabia, they told that like informal that Russia like quit from that agreement. So they told that they will give with huge discount for Europe or whatever, they will sell the oil price, and after that the oil price is like dropped down like in historical percentage, like I forgot exactly, for 20 and 30%. And we know that a few weeks ago Donald Trump, he told that the low price for oil is good for a country, and in my opinion, sure, it's very good. It's very good for us, like for consumers. We have like cheaper gas, like we see now on the gas station. But another side, a lot of oil companies will go to bankruptcy, like small companies, because they have a big debt. But with this price they cannot survive in the market, and I don't talk about the big corporations. Big corporations, they will survive, they will find ways, they will get like credit, whatever what they can do. But we have thousands like small, like hundreds, maybe thousands small companies, and they will struggle in this sector. And also I give you some information like oil and natural gas support about 9.8 million jobs, and energy related chemical activity about 2.1 million jobs in USA. Like it's huge, really huge amount of people working in this sector. And this week Goldman Sachs see the world oil consumption down by 26 million barrels per day, or down for 25% compared to the typical global demand, or as lockdown, as social distance and travel advisors now after 92% of the world gross domestic product. Like according to the investment bank, global oil demand from the airline sector and commuter may never return to the pre-coronavirus demand levels of around 60 million barrels per day. It's huge numbers at this time. We see like coronavirus hit the economy and all kind of sectors. Also, Goldman Sachs told that it will be difficult situation for that countries who pumping oil, like pump oil in a land, kind of USA, Canada, or Russia. And these countries, that countries will sell the oil with huge discounts to compete in the market, and the price can come to be negative. Like it's like kind of not realistic, but they can sell with negative, like with no profit for them, maybe with lose. And about 1 billion barrel of oil, which was pumped, could like in the next quarter or next month, they could not have any demand, will go to storage, and storage can keep maximum around 7 to 800 million of barrels, but they will have around 1 billion barrels, and all storage can keep, and that all storage cannot keep equally everything, and a lot of oil will keep in tankers. And if this scenario will work, so price for oil can drop dramatically more than now we see like 23, I think around 23 was, but it probably will be go less than $20. Some like analytics economy in economy sector, they're telling like the price can go down like $15, some of them telling to $10. But I saw one article because someone telling like if was the worst scenario, the oil can go down for up to $1, or some companies they will like give it, they will pay to someone to like give them that oil, because if they will pump oil, they don't have any storage to keep it this oil, so they need to give it like even for free, or they will pay it for if that companies will take that oil. Like it's kind of crazy situation, and these can tell us that this situation they can like resolve only like kind of politically, in politically way, when the presidents will find solution with each other, and we don't know what will happen and when it will happen. But also we can see that stocks, like stock market, is going up, like, and all the world looking for US stock market. And we can see on Monday all companies have positive day, like they all close with positive ratio. And even that Trump on Sunday told that he will extend social distance. It's huge support last week that was approved by government, that stimulus package, when they inject the 2.2 trillion will keep help to all like people who unemployment insurance, just they will send check money, also they will help to companies. They're doing a lot of stuff, and this stimulus package give maybe kind of positive vibes to these all investors. But also we have losers in the market, like energy companies or cruise liner companies, like cruise companies like Carnival or Royal Caribbean. And we don't know when this sector of economic like tourism, yes, cruise sector, when they will rise up, because of this situation is really now is difficult, and when people will start to take that cruise and go somewhere, and when they will recover, we don't know at this time. And maybe at this time investors are tired from like negative news, and like because we see like yesterday the stock market going up, not a lot, but it like went up. Even in US it's like terrible situation now with coronavirus. We have like every day new cases, huge, like a lot of people dying every day, and even these cannot like didn't impact the for stock market. JP Morgan Analytics, they predict that US will lose in GDP in first quarter around 10% and in second quarter around 25%. It's huge amount, like huge numbers. And also like we know S&P 500 company, that stock market already, that all companies they lost around 7 trillion US dollars, and because of this terrible situation in the world and in the country. And we understand that this is not bottom yet, but Goldman Sachs telling to us that end of this year S&P 500 will rise from today numbers up to 20%. They're looking for more strategically and more optimistic, and like they think it will be positive like positive numbers for stock market. But analytics who looking more tactic, they that volatility could continue, and we shouldn't exclude that the market can go down. And about this telling like analytics from Goldman Sachs. And this time we don't see the dynamic like of slowdown of spreading of this virus. We don't know really this stimulus package will work, will help to economic or not. And Goldman Sachs didn't find a bottom line. In other hand, JP Morgan thinking that investor can invest now to risk assets, sold risk assets. And we see that analytics from two huge companies, they have different opinion in this situation. Also JP Morgan telling that stock market and bonds already touched bottom in recession time, which made all economics in the world, and this time all investors have in a bear position, and this is one of components for market to turn back and go like up. But that ratings all have that bad ratings will already have in recession, and government do extraordinary budget stimulus like they approved that stimulus package on Friday. The JP Morgan telling that new cases coming to the stable numbers, but we can see and we have some questions for JP Morgan without new cases like what I see now. Like every day we have more and more new cases, and for around like from not last Saturday, before that Saturday, so for around 1 week we rised up for 100,000 new cases in United States. It's huge amount. Also Spain now is rising, and now in Spain more than in China. It's interesting why they tell to us this one, but we'll see everything how will go on. And JP Morgan telling maybe we should exclude some oil companies and currencies of some countries. Most of risk assets should be traded with higher price in the second quarter of this year of 2020. And JP Morgan saving advice like telling advice for to invest to risk assets and look more to that countries where the central banks buying some assets. Write in comments what do you think about Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, because they have like different opinion, and what do you think? Write in comments, and for me it will be like interesting to read. Maybe today investors investing money to pharmacy companies because all the world waiting vaccine and some treatments from coronavirus. And we have one company, Johnson & Johnson, they announced that they will start the tests for vaccine tests in September, early in September. It's great news for us, for the world. If there will be success, it will be like great. And also for today the most important is express test, and one company bought laboratory, their stocks rise up for up to 10% when they announced that develop molecular tests which will deliver positive answer in 5 minutes and negative answer in 13 minutes. And also the President and Chief Operating Officer Robert Ford said, with the rapid testing on ID now, healthcare providers can perform molecular point of care testing outside the traditional four walls of hospitals and outbreak hotspots. In less than a week, the FDA has escalated approvals of rapid point-of-care diagnostics by many other companies, including Mesa Biotech and Capgate, which are also ramping up production to meet unpredicted demand. And about case, the company said it will be making ID Now COVID-19 tests available next week with the ability to deliver 50 tests per day, or 50,000 tests per day. It's great news. And because of this news, we can say that maybe this company, this stock of this company or another one which was first who made the express test, it was Capgate or Sipate company who introduced the portable test and to cover demand of this market. And we also need more companies to get more tests, because a lot of countries in this world they don't have enough tests. Even in USA, a lot of hospitals don't have enough tests. And with this news, it's really great for all of us. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Push like button will help to this channel for YouTube algorithm to grow. And I wish you take care, be safe, and good luck.